And for today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to recreate Hannah Baker's look from 13 Reasons Why. This was very requested on my previous tutorial, and if you haven't seen the show, it's about Hannah Baker who takes her own life, and it's about the events leading up to her death through her eyes, leading her to feel like her life just wouldn't get any better. And it's an incredibly raw and powerful show, and I recommend everyone to watch it. I think it's a wake-up call to people on how much of an impact we can have on each other. I know I related to Hannah's character a lot more than I would have liked to, and it really hit me hard watching the show. If you are going through a rough time right now and you're feeling low, I did want to take a moment to say, like, you have to know that you're worth so much for yourself, and I really hope that none of you guys are going through anything that Hannah has experienced. So this got a little heavy, but this is just a makeup tutorial for this fresh look and natural looking curls. I hope you enjoy it. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and let's get started with the makeup. First step for this Hannah Baker look is to prep the skin for a smooth base. One of the first things I noticed about her character was soft skin, blush, and a staple lip shade, so I'm really making sure to prime my cheeks, nose, and forehead. It's time for foundation. The one I chose is Estee Lauder Double Wear, and I mixed in just 1 drop of the Body Shop Lightning Drops just to make a perfect match, and I'm going to blend into the skin with a foundation brush, stippling on, and I'm making sure to bring this down the neck. With my beauty blender, I'm just patting over top to make sure there isn't any creases, and this is going to take off some of the excess product as well. I'm using my Revlon Photo Ready in the lightest shade, first on my chin, then on my jawline, because Hannah's jawline is definitely more prominent than mine, and then around my nose and under the eyes to brighten it up. I'm blending out as I go, and next we're going to use the YSL Glow Shot. I'm obsessed with these. I showed you this in my last tutorial for Rory Gilmore, but all you do is take a small amount to the back of the hand, and then I like to take my finger and pat along the cheekbone for a natural glow, as well as on the top of my nose and my forehead as well. With Revlon Photo Ready powder, I'm applying underneath the eyes and then with a downward sweeping motion over the skin for a soft matte look, but I'm not over powdering the cheeks or the nose because we want that gorgeous glow from the YSL Glow Shot. Hannah didn't look like she was wearing any bronzer, but I'm using the Too Faced Sweethearts Sweet Tea Bronzer under my jawline, again to sharpen it, and then I'm using a tiny bit under my cheekbones to define them as well. This we want to look super natural, and we're going to leave it at that and move on to blush. This next step is totally extra and you do not have to do a nose contour, but because I do the recreation photos, it helps if I have a bit more of a similar bone structure, so I like to experiment with that. So all I'm doing is creating a diamond-like shape on the top of my nose, and then I'm also bringing this into my eye socket, and then I'm defining the tip of my nose, and then when I blend out, I have a slightly more Hannah-like bone structure. So that's how I contour my nose if I want to look more like Margot Robbie as well. But again, yeah, totally optional, but some of you guys like to see how I contour when I'm doing different looks. And now for blush. This one is really pretty. It's by CoverGirl, and I love the CoverGirl True Blend blushes. This one is in medium rose. It has a really pretty mineralized finish to it. So first I'm taking it on the apples of my cheeks, and then I'm actually bringing it a bit downwards. This is a pretty rose color, but it does pick up a bit warmer on the skin, like Hannah's blush. And then when I'm smiling, I'm gonna go in with a deeper blush by NARS. And so as I smile, you can see the rounded shape, and I'm going to take my brush and go upwards to kind of define that apple cheek. If you look at this screenshot of Hannah smiling, you can see how cute the cheeks look, so that's how I got a similar look. And now onto the eyebrows. I'm using my Revlon Colorstay Brow Pencil and just feathering in the head of the brow, and then I'm sharpening up my arch and blending away for a natural brow look. I also deepened up the center of my brow with the Revlon Brow Crayon, but this is another extra step. I just wanted to make sure my brows stay in place. For shadows, I'm using the Too Faced Natural Love palette. This one is so pretty, and I'm just creating a blend of colors for a bit of shadowing. The first one is called Tickle Me, and I've applied on my finger. I'm just patting all over the lid. Too Faced says this is a mushroom shimmer shade, and next I'm using Don't Settle, which is a dark brown metallic, into the crease, but I see this more as a bit of a grayish taupe, so I'm bringing this right above and into my crease on the outer and inner portion of the eye, and then lightly blending together. Blend focusing out on the outer eye, and to deepen up the look, I'm using the shadow Chocolate Martini right in the outer crease again. I'm bringing back in the shadow Tickle Me, which was the first shadow we used, and I'm applying under the lash line along with Don't Settle, smoked underneath. And with this palette, there are so many neutral shades that you can add a pop of shimmer to the lid however you want, and I added a bit more of Chocolate Martini to the inner corner of the eye to help define the lid shape. And once we have that all set down, I'm going to blend it all out with Don't Settle again. We just don't want it to be too harsh. I took the shadow Coffee Date and rimmed my lash line with a tiny amount of product on the brush, and what's kind of special about this look is I took that same shadow on a small brush and I added this to my tight line in the inner and outer corners. This just made the eye color pop, and hopefully this makes sense, but it kind of gives that like 3-dimension look to the eyeshadows without liner, and we're not even going to use a lot of mascara or anything. I find in TV they rarely have like a lot of mascara on anyone, especially when they're young. And lastly, for shadows, I'm just taking a matte light shade and running this along my brow bone and also kind of toning down the smoky shades in the crease. And now for mascara, I'm just taking a tiny bit and running this on the outer portion of my lashes. I'm really not wiggling through for like big bold lashes. It's just slightly going to deepen them up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Moving on to lips. Now for lips, I'm starting with a liner. You can skip the lip line if you want to, but I'm just so used to lining my lips. This one is the Maybelline Color Sensational in a pinky plum color. And next I went in with this CoverGirl lipstick and I'm deepening up in the outer corners of my lips. And then I've just finished off with a CoverGirl Balm in the center. For a more gradient effect, I like to use 2 different lip shades, but you can always just use the CoverGirl lipstick and then blot it off in the center. In one scene, Hannah had glossy lips, which I thought looked really sweet and young, so I applied this lip oil by Essence, but this was super glossy. I personally really liked it. I liked this glossy lip with the more neutral eyes, but you can always tone it down, blot it off like I do here, and in this more natural daylight, you can see this looks quite similar to Hannah's makeup. Just with my ring light, everything looks a little bit more dulled up, if you know what I mean, but I think this is a perfect everyday school look. Quickly, I'm going to show you Hannah's natural looking curly long hairstyle. So I've just brushed out my hair. I have second day curls in already, but I'll show you how I got them. So I'm using my NuMe Bubble Wand to curl my hair in small sections on the top layer, and then I'm taking larger sections as well, especially on the underside. You can curl both ways, so inwards and outwards, and then just tousle out your hair as you go. And once you have a similar texture to Hannah, use some living proof dry volume blast to the roots, firmer body to the hair, and then to separate the curls and add more of a texture, I'm using the sea salt spray, and then I like to tease in my ends as well so it looks fuller, and there you have it. Let me know if you would like to see a faux bob wavy tutorial as well. I can do a quick part 2 if you'd like to see that, so I hope you like the look, and let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this Hannah Baker tutorial, and if you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my beauty videos. I would love to know in the comments something you love about yourself, because we all need to love ourselves a little bit more. And if you have any requests for me, you can also let me know in the comments, or you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. All my links are down below. You can always find me under Jackie Wyers, and I will see you in my next tutorial.